Have you ever wondered what's really going on inside your own head? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on some of the most fascinating psychological secrets about you, about me, about basically everyone. Let's dive right in. Our minds are just incredible, right? They're brilliant, they're super complex, and honestly, sometimes they're a little bit sneaky. They're running all these programs in the background, shaping everything we think, do, and how we connect with people. So the big question is, what secrets is your brain keeping from you? All right, first up, let's talk about the mind's hidden habits. Think of it like this. It's the automatic programming that's running your life, most of the time without you even noticing. It's your brain on complete autopilot. So think about when your mind just wanders off. Where does it go? Well, if you start overthinking, you can get trapped in this nasty loop, just replaying bad memories over and over. But what if that same wandering mind starts daydreaming instead? Suddenly, it's a creativity machine. It's the same brain, just taking two totally different paths. And that autopilot, it totally affects how we talk to each other. So, you think you're an honest person, right? Well, get this. Studies show the average person tells about 4 lies a day. Yeah, 4. They could be tiny white lies or something a bit more serious, but it's just a surprisingly normal part of how we interact. So, what's the number one most common lie in the world? You've probably said it today. It's, I'm fine. Yep, it's our go-to phrase to sidestep a tough conversation, to hide how we're really feeling, or just to keep things moving. I mean, sound familiar? Even something as simple as your handwriting can reveal what's going on upstairs. Has anyone ever given you a hard time about your messy handwriting? Well, don't sweat it, because it might actually be a good thing. There's this idea called the thinker's scrawl, and it basically means your brain is coming up with ideas so fast that your hand just can't keep up. So yeah, messy handwriting could be a sign of a really quick mind. Okay, here's a simple little trick for you if you want to build up some mental strength. Seriously, try this. Studies have shown that just talking to yourself in a mirror, giving yourself a pep talk, some positive feedback, it can genuinely make you mentally tougher. It's like you're directly training your own inner voice to be more supportive. All right, let's shift gears. We've looked inside the mind. Now let's look at our social lives. It's time to uncover some of those unwritten rules of how we all connect with each other. Okay, this next one it's pretty shocking, actually. Being lonely isn't just a feeling, it's a physical thing. Research suggests that long-term loneliness can be as bad for your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Let that sink in. It just goes to show how incredibly important human connection is for our survival. Now for something a little lighter, attraction. This one's pretty interesting. According to some surveys, men with beards are often seen as more attractive than guys who are clean-shaven. It's amazing how a little bit of facial hair can make such a big difference in a first impression, right? And speaking of first impressions, how long do you think it takes to make one? You don't have long. Research says it takes just 4 minutes to decide if you like someone. 4! In that tiny amount of time, your brain is like a supercomputer, processing their body language, their voice, and all these other little signals. Have you ever found yourself saying a catchphrase that your best friend always uses? Or maybe you've started laughing like your partner. That's not a coincidence. When you spend enough time with someone, you naturally start to mirror them, picking up their little habits and ways of talking. It's actually called the chameleon effect, and it's a really subtle sign that you've formed a strong bond. Okay, I love this one. It's a total reframe of a phrase we've all heard. If someone says to you, "You've changed, listen up," it might not actually be about you. From a psychological standpoint, it often just means you've stopped acting the way they want you to. It's more about their expectations than it is about you growing as a person. Something to think about. All right, for our next section, we're going to try to crack the code of your personality. We're going to look at how some of your everyday habits might be spilling secrets about who you really are. So, what are the signs of a highly intelligent person? The answers are probably not what you think. For starters, some studies show they tend to have fewer friends, but the friendships they do have are much deeper. They also often avoid conflict, not because they're weak, but because they can see the whole picture. And, believe it or not, they might swear more. Apparently, it can be linked to having a bigger vocabulary. Who knew? Even the way you walk says something about your personality. Think about it. People who walk fast, they're often seen as more confident, maybe even happier. On the other hand, a slower walk can sometimes signal that someone's feeling less sure of themselves. It's one of those little clues to what's going on inside. Ever wonder why you just can't get enough of the songs you listened to as a teenager? It's really simple. It's all about the memories. A huge majority, like 70% of people, say they love old songs because of the memories attached to them. That song isn't just music, it's a literal time machine back to a specific moment or feeling in your life. Okay, now we're diving into maybe the most mysterious part of the human mind, our dreams. What in the world is your subconscious trying to tell you every night when you go to sleep? Think about those last few minutes right before you fall asleep. What's going through your head? Well, for a whopping 90% of us, our brains are busy imagining all the things we wish would happen. It's like we're running a nightly movie of our biggest hopes and dreams. Okay, so you're dreaming, and all of a sudden, someone you know just pops in out of nowhere. A friend, a family member. It seems totally random, right? Well, there might be a really cool reason why it's happening. And that reason is, according to one theory, that they might have been thinking about you right before they fell asleep. How wild is that? It suggests this kind of subconscious, invisible connection between people. And let's flip that around. What about those nights when you just can't fall asleep? Here's a kind of magical thought for you. Maybe the reason you can't sleep is because you're busy being awake in someone else's dream. A pretty cool explanation for a sleepless night, isn't it? So, wow. We've covered a ton of stuff, right? From our secret habits all the way to our dreams. But the big question is, what does this all mean for you? How do you actually use any of this? After looking at all these hidden parts of ourselves, this next point might just be the most important one. It's a powerful reminder of the huge, long-lasting impact we have on other people, especially kids. The words we say to them don't just vanish. They get absorbed and they literally become the inner voice that guides that person for the rest of their life. So, we've dug up some secrets about our minds, how we connect with others, and even our dreams. And I want to leave you with just one final thought, one question to ask yourself. After hearing all of this, what's one new secret you just learned about yourself?